Hello, we are CRUFF. We're really excited to pitch you today. Yeah, let's get started.
Introducing the CRUFF, the accessory you didn't know you needed. This simple attachment is the trendy and affordable jean attachment you can add onto your favorite pair of jeans. Whether it is because your pants are too short and need to add more length to them, or simply you just want to spice up your outfit by adding more style to it, CRUFF is the solution for you. Here you can see one of our team members modeling the CRUFF. On the further leg, he is wearing the CRUFF, barely noticeable and appears to be as if it were a part of the jeans. We offer a variety of denim shapes along with trendy patterns. Also, meet our team and be sure to follow our social media for latest updates.
Okay, so let's meet the team. My name is Raleigh Hudson.
My name is Regina Urbananos.
My name is Daniel Olmos.
And I'm Jennifer Brennan.
And as you can see, we have extensive experience when it comes to business. All of us have competed in DECA at the state level, and even some of us all the way up to international. We have a prospective NYU student. 2 members are bilingual, and we all have extensive leadership background, not only in the classroom, but also in everyday life. Now, before we begin, I want to ask you, any of y'all have kids?
Yep.
And have you ever been frustrated with the speed in which your kids are growing and how often you have to replace their pants, jeans, anything like that?
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. So this is the business overview of exactly what we are. So from ages 10 to 16, like I said earlier, kids grow an average of 2.5 to 3 inches every single year. When it comes to jeans, parents are left playing an expensive game of catch-up, buying a new pair nearly every 6 months to a year. CRUFF is perfect not only as utility for this problem, but also a stylish and affordable solution to this costly scenario.
So who has the problem? Pretty much anyone can have this problem at any age, but we are focusing on teens and parents of young children. And the people who have this problem are, like they said, people who have legs that grow pretty fast, or simply someone that's just looking to spice up their outfit and make it more fashionable.
So the solution. So I have today 2 of our prototypes, and I can pass one out to you, and one out to you, and then you can just pass that around the head. So you get an idea of what we're working with. The CRUFF is a simple fabric extension for jeans that fit too short. It will be simply worn underneath the pants itself, and it will offer different designs such as fabrics, and it also makes the jeans more fashionable. So what you have are the denim prototypes, but further on we're going to make prototypes with more like a design for people who are into that, and you'll see that later on in some of the sketches.
So our market overview. Right now we're only going to focus on the Stone Oak area as we're starting out with our business. We're going to focus on local high schools such as Reagan and Johnson, and also elementary schools. And as our business begins to grow, we're going to expand into the whole San Antonio area and so on as we begin to grow. And these are our indirect competitors, which are Hollister, American Eagle, Old Navy, and Abercrombie. The reason they are indirect competitors is because they don't have an actual product like ours. They just sell jeans, but they offer a large variety of lengths and styles, which is why they make it a competitor to us. And this is what our 3-year financial forecast looks like. So for our first year, we would like to sell at least 200 units, which would equal about $2,000 worth of revenue. In our second year, we would like to increase sales by 25%, and then by our third year by 35%.
So our cost of goods sold is pretty cheap. It costs approximately $1 to make a pair of CRUFFs just using our materials, which just is fabric. And we also would need to have a one-time purchase of a sewing machine because we currently are using the one here, but we would of course need to get our own long-term, which would cost approximately $500 to $700 depending on the sewing machine and the level of advancedness of the sewing machine. For our selling, general, and administrative expenses, we have Instagram and Facebook and Twitter ads. Those are all going to cost approximately 50 cents to $3.50 per click on the ad. And then we plan to open an Instagram and Facebook shop, and those have a 5% sales fee on sales made. So our plan for generating revenue starts with a strong presence on social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, ads on all of those platforms as I previously mentioned, and then a link on those ads that leads to a pre-order form through our Instagram and Facebook shops.
So what is our marketing strategy? Through social media, we're going to use an awareness consideration and conversion strategy through social media. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that through Ads Manager. Ads Manager is a great way to create ads, manage multiple ads, and evaluate ad performance. So through Ads Manager, you can really look at the back end of Facebook and see how well our social media platforms are doing, how much engagement, how many clicks we're getting from our customers, and we can really evaluate and see what we're doing wrong and what we can do better through Ads Manager. And before I go further on our marketing strategy, here on the left is an example of a gene that's too short, and then the solution will be the CRUFF extension added to the gene. And here you can see there's multiple designs. When you want to add some style besides the extension, there can also be multiple styles. As you can see here, different patterns, different styles, of a fun little style over there. And like an ombre pattern, doesn't have to be in the middle right there. It doesn't necessarily have to be just one shade. It can be multiple shades. This is what we would create if we do get the grant. We're gonna reach teenagers and Gen Z through Instagram. We're gonna reach the adults, which are the parents of the teenagers, through Facebook. And we're gonna reach both of those audiences through Twitter and make announcements through Twitter. We're also going to open an Instagram shop, which is a very quick and easy way for customers to buy our products, it's very simple for them and shortens customer journey, which you can just click the buy button and look at our Instagram posts. If they see something they like, they can just click on it. It's very quick and easy for them to just buy it. We're also going to extend our marketing strategy with word of mouth by using a poster like this, which is just to spread awareness of what we are. Extend your style, which just shows what the CRUFF is about and shows that it extends your gene length. And once we, by the way, the one on the past poster would be for the Reagan area, for the Reagan students. We would hang it up in the school. Since next year we're going to actually come back, that poster will be for the Reagan students, and we can even extend to Johnson if we get permission from the school. And here will be an example of when we would extend outside of the Reagan and Stone Oak area and go into the city and put these posters up to spread awareness of the CRUFF team. And of course we would hire a design, someone that's specials in design to create, like, of course, more appealing, physically appealing posters, and we would make better posters, of course.
So for the implementation of our MVP, we have found that we have perfected our product, meaning that we made it more durable than our first prototype. We made it more covetable by our consumer, and we really just made it exactly how we wanted it. We also found that our consumers are willing to pay our price, which we said would be $9.99 to $11.99, depending on the style and pattern of the CRUFF. We also found out that the patterned, more colorful, more design-like accessory ones are going to sell better than the plain denim ones. And then we also found that our method of sales is preferred by our target market through Instagram and Facebook. They are willing to buy through them. So we are asking for $3K in order to purchase a sewing machine, pay for our advertising costs, as well as pay for all of our sales fee and the materials, of course, to actually make our product. Thank you for coming, and I hope you can help us start CRUFF.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Great.
Good job.
Finished that. Yeah, great job. I thought it was really good. I thought you made a lot of progress since the MVP page, so great job. I have a couple questions. So the 3K, how many CRUFFs will that get?
That could get about, well, with those two, we used, of course, we would need to get better material because that material we got it from Hobby Lobby, which that would be more expensive, but with the 3K, it would be about, how many do y'all think?
For one of those, it costs about $1, under $1. So if we buy more in bulk, which would probably be cheaper, with the 3K, subtracting the sewing machine and the marketing, if we get say we leave 2K for the actual materials, we could probably get around
Around 50, 75 cents. We didn't, when we were buying, we just went directly to the Hobby Lobby front counter and picked out sheets of denim. But I'm sure, like with other businesses and such, you could easily get the price reduced significantly if you're buying a lot more than just like 1 or 2 sheets.
So 2,000 or 3,000 units.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, okay, and that sets you up for, you're gonna sell them for $10 each. Is that right?
$9.99
Yeah,
for the
yes.
denim design, and then if we're adding like the floral design or anything extra, it'd be $11.99.
Yeah, it depends the pattern.
Okay, so the 3,000 gets your first, whatever, what was it, 30 grand, or 10 to 20 grand of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, cool. My other question was, will the kids grow out of this? Because there's still, because one of the, problems it's solving is growing, right, and growth. I mean, will you have to buy these as well as they grow, or is it?
I'd say, well, the part that like fits onto them is the legging material,
Mhm.
and it's purposely designed that way, so that's more of like, it can fit on more than just one type of person. But when it comes to the width of the denim, it would take, I mean, I guess at some point in their life they could grow out of it, but that would last a lot longer than the height of a jean, which is ultimately what we're trying to solve.
Got it, okay. Yeah, that's true, okay, cool.
A couple things. I've liked your idea since I first heard it, and it's still a very good idea. Good presentation. I still think, as I told you in your MVP, I think your pattern, which you identified, your pattern ones I think are your home runs.
Mhm.
I think it's so hard on the denim side to match.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Look weird if it was different, unless it was noticed, obviously different. But kind of like he was saying about the the legging part, it is flexible, but if you were to take your calf and my calf, like we're not going to fit in the same thing. So you're thinking having like 2 to 3 different sizes.
Yeah, we're gonna have different sizes. Those actually, we measured on me and Jennifer's legs, so it would be aimed more towards like female calves or like child calves. But yeah, we're gonna have different sizes because there's a large variety of
And
that's-
calves.
It's a largely female product, I assume. It's
For the most part.
Yeah.
like most
Yeah.
your buyers are female. And then, so you're talking about buying a sewing machine and selling 2,000 to 3,000 of these things, which just sounds daunting. But and if you grow this business, by the way, I think you want to grow the business much more quickly than your 3-year plan. It's very conservative, which I appreciate, but I think if it catches on, this is one of those like viral products like boot socks or something that, like nobody knows about and then everybody wears the next day. So I think you scale fast. My question is, you guys can't sew them yourselves forever. Have you looked at any manufacturing options and what that might look like? Like third-party manufacturers as opposed to sewing it yourself?
We haven't really yet, since we had in mind of making it ourselves. We haven't looked into that quite yet.
How long does it take to make one, roughly?
If we have like the pieces cut out of fabric, it doesn't really take that long.
Was it like 2 to 5 minutes? I think the first one was like 5 minutes, and then the last one was like down
Yeah,
to
once
2.
we got like the hang of it, it goes by pretty fast.
So 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Around that, yeah. And I assume as we make more and more, I just
Just from your 9,000 minutes of labor left. Something to think about, maybe.
Yeah.
We will definitely look into that and see if manufacturer places that we can work on these and like hire people to do the CRUFF
Sure,
faster
sure.
pace.
Yeah, that's like hundreds of hours of your time. Just kind of keep that in mind, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Manufacturing, obviously, I mean, wanna look at a third party, wouldn't be that expensive, especially when you start doing big numbers. You'd probably be competitive with what you're doing yourself when you start outsourcing. I think though, the practicality versus the fashion, I mean, I'm not a fashionista, but it seems like that would almost be the better angle, the fashion versus the practical application, because most high school kids could care less that their pants don't fit them anymore. They just go get new ones. I mean, at least that's my kids. But I think they look neat. I mean, that's a great idea. I think that could catch on. And the practical is still there for the younger kids, but I don't think it's. And the younger kids really don't care that their pants are a little bit too short. You know, it's kind of a mixed thing. The older kids just get new pants. The younger kids don't care. But the fashion aspect of it, I think, is really marketable. So think about that. You said there's several sizes or 3 sizes? Okay, so it's not one size fits all, but it's one broad size,
Yeah.
generally fits most people. I mean, you don't want them too flexible, because you do want people to have to buy more. You know, kind of
Yeah,
do that
exactly.
for-
Yes, sir.
You don't want any product to last forever. And some of the time, you had your competitors up there that were sort of quasi-competitors. They could be your partners once you get this thing patented or the intellectual property on it.
Yeah, we have discussed the idea that instead of, working hand in, or instead of like working against them, it's sort of working hand in hand. We see any benefits that can come with that. Like
Sell them in American Eagle
Yeah.
or Hollister or whatever the place to do that nowadays is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could probably work. I think that's good. How are you gonna package them to sell them? What do they come in? A little
So
bag?
we would put them in little envelopes because of cost of shipping. If we were to ship it in a box or anything like that, it would be like 10 times more expensive. And something like that could easily fit inside of an envelope. So what was the shipping again, Jennifer?
I
Like,
said $3 to $4.
and then if we were to put it in a box, it'd be like in double-digit range. So, and the little envelope is how they'd be packaged.
So when you talk about packaging, you're talking about like, if you were to make them, and even if you ship them, you're not just gonna take that, shove it in an envelope with, you could, that's what Etsy people do their stuff sometimes, but I think he's talking about like, is it something like this with like a cardboard
Right.
thing, like how, if it
Oh, I
were to
see.
sit on a shelf later with like a hanger shelf, a hanging hook, like how are you guys gonna present the product completed when you present it to your customer? Are you just planning on making that, putting it in an envelope and out it goes, or do you have some idea of how you might put it in something kind of pre-made that has your logo on it, says CRUFF, size, small?
Yeah, probably like, like the little bags that I guess you could get like phone cases in or something like that. That a lot of companies have like their logo on that. We could probably take a look at getting some type of like little packaging bag like that shouldn't be too expensive with our logo on it. And then inside putting like a card or something on how to take care of it and like our social medias and stuff.
Right.
And probably, take a look at that.
And we could also have like a box, because a whole part of on packaging is like an experience for people. Like the packaging is a whole other like product. Like, so we would like to, for like the more expensive part of the styling product, we would make like a different packaging that's more nice and more like hard, like a box, like a nicer box that has our logo and has like a card and like ways to take care of it and ways to use the CRUFF.
You guys could have showed up, done this, and had them on. Would have been,
Oh
Yeah.
hey, it's your own product, you know, you
you
believe it or
could
not.
have them, that's a good point. I'd say like for sure, he's 100% right. I think we're all kind of saying it like, the utility side of this, where some kids' pants got too short and you just want to buy new ones. There are people that might want to do that for their kids, but for the most part, like your parents didn't send you out in high waters at any point, right? Like I'm sure you guys, if your pants got too short, they're like, my kids too. I'm not going to send them out in some weird fashion. I'm going to say, oh, look at you grew. Let's go buy some new pants, right? The fashion side of this is definitely. Like, make this like, what I'm trying to tell you is right now, decide this is a fashion accessory, in my opinion, okay? Like, get rid of the utilitarian part of this. This is a fashion accessory for women and a certain percentage of dudes that may be into that kind of thing, right? So, in my opinion, I would just call this a fashion accessory. Change your model to be a fashion accessory, because I think that's really what your win is. And then you'll get emails like, oh, this is a fashion accessory, not some pant extender. My pants are fine, but I do like the fashion accessory, right? So go that route, and like you said, the unboxing or the unpackaging is an experience. I mean, when you get products now, you open it up and you get the card with the story, and you get the social media stuff, and you get the coupon for next time, and you get the cool tissue paper with the company's logo, and you're just wowed by it, right? Like when you buy new sneakers, like the unboxing's half the fun, you know?
Exactly.
So I would say that it's going to increase your cost, and don't forget this, your 75-cent CRUFF is going to have $1.50 worth of packaging on it, okay? That's okay. Still a $2 item and a $10 or $12 price tag, your margins are still fine. But I would focus on, it's a fashion accessory, not a utility, and make sure the experience that the fashionista gets when she gets her, or he gets their product, really meets that expectation of that experience.
Yeah, and let that, you know, assuming you take that advice, let that frame your positioning as well, right? I mean, it's two very different sells to a mom who wants to extend their kids' jeans and to a teenager who wants to look better. You know, is it hanging with the socks at Target or next to the jeans and Hollister or whatever, right? And I think that'll help narrow a lot of other things, right? You won't waste money on Facebook because that's where old people are. You know, you won't have to think through how to make it resonate with them. You know, I think the more narrow the focus, the better the not just the product but also the advertising and positioning would be.
Yeah, I can see my girls. I had two girls, and when they were little, I could just totally see them run around the neighborhood with these on. I could see them having 50 pair of them. I mean, we had 700 Beanie Babies. I think we could have.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all can Google those later.
Yeah, 1,000 of these pairs in their closets, all kinds of colors and beads and all kinds of stuff.
And think about, as a kid, my kid's too pants are too short solution, you know, like this many people, as a female fashion accessory, you know, like half of the stoic moms will run around with them on, trying to look at their daughters, right? You know.
Yeah.
So much bigger market for you if you call it fashion accessory.
And you got to think what you're going to do next, because it's going to come and go quickly, probably with the teenagers. The younger kids will stay around for a while, and then it might make a second surge through there if you change it up. And then what's your next play on this? I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, think about where this company would go.
Yeah.
Well, you can go with like different types of clothing, like have our own jeans at one point, or just extend to a.
Or shirts, or
sweatshirts,
or hats, or who knows what you'll have.
Lots of options, but yeah, think fashion. Think you're a fashion brand, okay? And think that direction and think bigger. Okay?
Yes.
Think bigger than your own sewing machine and an envelope. Think bigger. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right,
Great
good
job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
really good.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for listening to us. Have a great day.
You guys too. Thank you. Guys. Good job.